Okay, so we have Ms. Louvenia Sobiech on the line, and she actually is an ID Seal customer. I'm actually so excited to hear her story because she got some really good stories about, why she got ID Seal and why actually she got a few customers herself. She recommended the service to a few customers. So, Ms. Vinny, just tell us a little about yourself.
Oh, well, hi. As Mark said, my name is Louvenia Sobiech. Everyone calls me Vinny. I'm just your everyday basic person, but I do have an identity. And I just wanted to promote this service simply because it is a great service to have. And I know that's just not enough to say to people. So you got to go in detail just a little bit. So to tell you a little bit about me, I'm at retirement now. I'm looking at a lot of things that I want to secure in my life. I want to make sure that my future is safe and sound. And I knew that through ID Seal, this was something that I could do and not have to worry in the back of my mind about what's going on with certain things that I want watched. I understand that with your credit card and your social media and your social security card and all that kind of stuff, those are things you want to protect, bank accounts and everything for a good future going forward. So I just wanted to have all those things. I heard about ID Seal. I was just ecstatic about what they do and how they do it. You know, there's an app that you can put on your phone that you can monitor the things that you have listed to have them watch, as well as what they're going to do for you before because you have the service. So I think that everyone that has ever had their identity jeopardized in any kind of way should use ID Seal. This is a great service for yourself and your children. That's another thing. One point identity stolen before they are 18 years old. And when they go out there to do something, their credit is already damaged. They're like, you can't do anything in life. Now you're in the process of trying to get yourself restored and get your future and get your life going. But ID Seal can be something that nips all that in the bud because of the way their service operates. So I just think that by itself is great. And I know great is not a defined word as to what this service can do, but you got to check it out for yourself.
Oh, wow. You mentioned that statistic you just said. Actually, can you repeat that? Because I didn't actually hear that all the way. I want to hear that again. What was the statistic again?
For children,
Yes.
1.3 million have their identity stolen before they reach the age of 18. And when
Wow.
they find out all the things that have been done in their name with their social security number, and that basically that's all they have as a child growing up is a social security number, but that's what a person needs to operate with. They need a clean social security number that they can operate with and do as many things as possible. It'll never be looked upon as being anything negative. And even with adults, if they've got a social security number and your credit score, that's another thing that ID Seal watches, which is great because everyone wants to know what their credit score is. They know that's a big factor in getting things in life and pursuing things they want to do. So if a person gets your ID, your social security number and your credit score, they can have a field day. They could have a true field day, dark web, whatever. By the time you turn around and find out what's happened with what's gone on, the things they've done, purchase cars, big ticket items, but you got the great credit score and you're bragging that you have it because you know you have it, but you didn't realize it was being used. And by the time all that happens, for most people, it's too late. It's now a restoration process that they have to do. But through ID Seal, they have a restoration process to help you regain your identity if that should happen, which is good.
Wow. I didn't even know about the statistics, so that's amazing. Wow. I actually learned something new. I'm actually going to write that down and actually tell people about that. Do you have any stories or examples you want to share about, some of your people?
Well, I have a few family members that have the service.
Mhm.
I have friends that have the service, which is wonderful. But the one person that I did go to about this service is a niece of mine because she actually got robbed twice going home late at night, leaving work. And she's with a friend, of course. So you think if you travel in at least twos, you're safe. And that's what she was doing. But even though she did that, they were still robbed. And the first thing that came to mind for her was she was trying to remember what she had in her purse, the items that she had to secure, and she had to secure them right away.
Mm,
So after she was robbed, of course, she gave the purse away and whatever the robber wanted so that they would not suffer any harm. So when she got home, she had to go online to stop the credit card. She had to contact DMV to let her know that her license was in the purse. That was stolen. Any personal information that she had on other family members, because some people tend to write things down instead of logging it to memory. We don't tend to use that as much nowadays. We tend to write it down or put it in our phone. Her
mm.
phone was in the purse, so they basically had everything, and she got robbed twice. So when this service came about, she was the first person I called and became a customer for ID Seal. And
Wow.
now she knows she can go in and she can just check to see what they found. They send her a notification each month or so, letting them know these are the things that we are monitoring for you. And anything that happens, I had another customer. He got a new bank card. He got a new bank card. So of course he had to go in and he had to reactivate it and this and stuff. The new card, they I think what they do is to change the 3-digit number on the card, but you keep the same number and all that kind of stuff. And that activity came up. So he called me and he said, they knew when I got a new card, and I said, yeah. I said, they know. He said, they sent me a notification. I said, yeah, because you got a new card. They wanted to make sure you knew a new card was out there, with a new 3-digit pin. And he was just ecstatic. So, and he's like, well, I'm gonna have to try this another month. He's one of those try guys and wanted to do it 1 or 2 months. But he said, I'm gonna try this another month. I guess he just wants to see. But right now, everyone that has it is pleased with it and they're very satisfied. And it's a service that everyone should have. It really, really is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would love to hear her story and see how, IDCL actually helped your niece. So
Yes,
that's, of course, that's another time. And
yes,
last question is, would you recommend IDCL?
of course. Mark, wholeheartedly. Anyone that does not have this, you got to think of it like this. You protect yourself, you protect your children. You don't want things to happen. So you get car insurance, life insurance, all these other insurances, but to protect your identity.
Mm,
That's the most precious thing that anyone can do for anyone and do for self. So I would say to family members and friends out there that do not have it, you need to acquire ID Seal. It's a great service to have for yourself, for your children. And the thing is, I don't have any kids to put on it, but the fact is, I can get it, and I can do it for nieces and nephews that are underage, who need that protection. And parents may not be able to do that for them, but I want to protect family anyway in every way that I can, as well as protecting myself. So I would say to everyone out there, check out ID Seal. It's a wonderful service to have. It is the best service to have. And your identity will be secured, very much so.
thank you, Ms. Vinny. Those are great stories, and that's a great testimony. Really appreciate you taking the time to tell us your story about IDCL. I really would love to hear more. And I know you, as you refer more people, you can have more stories. So
Yeah,
we'd love to have you come back and give another testimony soon. Okay.
sure thing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, you're welcome. Bye bye.